Hey,
Well,
Marlene.
well, good morning, Julia.
Was there sound on this?
Yes, there was. It
I
was the
I couldn't hear the sound. I don't know. I'm in a hotel room and it's not the best. So the internet is not the best. The hotel room is the best, but the
yeah. Okay,
internet
that's.
is not
I
the
was going to ask you that. So you're in a hotel room and it's not the best. What kind of a
best.
hotel are you in? No, that was my question, but you answered it. The
Yep.
internet is off, and that is why you have to all look at my face, and you don't get to see Julia's face today because
Yeah.
she's not on with video. She has a wonky internet.
Yeah. And that makes it kind of funny because now I got to run some video that we're gonna play from my other computer at home. So it's kind of yeah.
We
Gonna
got
be
a
today.
an interesting show. So if anything goes, we'll kind of warn you first. If anything goes wrong, well, oh no, we're not putting that intention out there. If things don't go quite as planned, you'll understand why, and we'll
Yep.
just go with the flow.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, our first show of 2023. We've been away for 2 weeks, so it's good to be back and get our routine going again. And we always start our show with Betty Healey, one of our wonderful writers who writes under the title Road Signs. But unfortunately, Betty wasn't able to join us in person today. So we pre recorded the segment.
Yes,
So
we
we
did.
do have Betty on the show, but in a different way. So I think what we're going to do is play the segment first, and then we'll bring on Marlene, who is also going to be on with us, and then we can talk about the intentions or resolutions or whatever comes up.
Yep, sounds good. Just mute your microphone, Miley. I'll mute mine and I'll start the video.
Perfect. Is in store for us and how she's going to guide us to make the best year ever. So, good morning, everybody. This is a little bit different because usually we have Betty Healey with us and she starts off the new year. But unfortunately, Betty had other appointments on Monday. So, we are pre recording this segment because we still want to know what Betty has in store for us and how she's going to guide us to make the best year ever out of 2023. So, welcome, Betty.
Well, thanks. I'm glad to be back. It's always a great way to start the new year.
It
It
sure
is.
is.
It is. Betty is one of our writers, and so much positivity and so much wisdom. So, what do you suggest, Betty? Because I was reading your article and it says not to make resolutions. You're talking about making intentions. What does that mean? How does that work?
Well, don't you think that resolutions, and I mean, listen, I'm as guilty as everybody else. And year in and year out, when I was younger, I made them. And I would say that, let me see, we're only at like the fifth today, but by about the 15th of the month, they were already been broken. And, and I'm kind of thinking, why do we do that to ourselves? It's kind of like we're setting ourselves up for failure. And
Exactly.
who, like, who needs that, right?
It's a lot of pressure, right? Like you're
Yeah.
saying, okay, I'm gonna lose 20 pounds. And it becomes like the obsession is lose 20 pound, lose 20 pound. And then you feel like you know, you go for the wrong thing in the fridge and you feel like, oh God, I'm such a loser, you know. I'm just like
Yeah.
done
What?
it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the point? I just may as well forget about the resolution now.
Yeah. Well, I think in the article I was writing is I think we need to start to examine why are we setting the resolution anyway? Like what's and so my question to myself this year is what's the intention behind the goal or the resolution that I'm setting? So is it really important that I lose 20 pounds, or is it what I really want is to feel healthy?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then we have this capacity, and I've noticed this in myself, to think of health only in the context of especially women. We're very hard on our bodies and hard on ourselves, so we think about feeling better and being healthy as losing weight. And it's so much bigger than that, because if you think about health in a broader perspective, then we realize that, well, yes, it is physical health, but what about my my mental health or my emotional health, or if you will, even my spiritual health? What else might come to play? So rather than saying I'm going to lose, setting up that resolution saying I'm going to lose 20 pounds by March 31st, blah, 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 I'm going to go back to the gym, I'm going to quit eating sugar, I'm going to do, if I just start saying I am in my perfect healthy body, or I am, because the I am is important. It's important to have like an active verb to kind of put it into action. I am attracting my perfect health. And I do remember that this was several years ago, but I started saying, I gave up on resolution, started saying, I am healthy. And the first thing that happened was I got an invitation from what was then Oboe Studio, Tracy, Lynn, and Emily, to take an art course. And I thought, it's not for me. That's not what I meant by health. And then I got a note from Tracy saying, by the way, we've already registered you. Okay, the choice is gone. Anyway, I took the course, and then I started painting again. And, I had been a painter and an artist when I was a teenager and all through my 20s. And as my career took off and I got really busy, I kind of gave up on it. And oh my God, I'm so grateful for that gift. And that does contribute enormously to my health. It's my creative outlet. It supports me emotionally. It supports me spiritually. When I'm painting, I forget to eat. So I think that's what we want to really look at. What is the broader context here? And rather than attaching what I say in my article, the difference between a resolution, which is a goal, and an intention is an intention never has a specific outcome. It's bigger than that. So when I say I am attracting my perfect health, I don't know how that's going to show up. And I'm kind of letting go of control. I don't know how it's going to happen, when it's going to happen. I just know it's going to happen. And I trust that it's going to happen. And perhaps it's going to happen, as I shared with that artistic example, in ways and means that we don't expect. So I often say, so set the intention and broaden the base. Don't get attached to any specific outcomes. Pay attention to what's showing up in your life and where the opportunities may be. And when you see an opportunity, as I did with the art, or as Tracy did on my behalf, be in no tension. That is, don't fight it, follow it. And I think, and the other one that I decided this year that associated, I feel like I'm heavy, and it's not necessarily physical. I think it's coming out of the pandemic.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that I feel like all of us, I don't think I just feel it from myself, but others. There's a lot of stuff that we're carrying, and it may have been added responsibility or expectations that didn't get fulfilled, or, all sorts of, excuse the expression, shit, if you will. And I decided, what would it look like if I set an intention for myself this year, simply that I am lightening up?
That's a good intention.
Isn't that a great one? And you know what?
It is.
It just came to me one morning because I do a morning meditation, and I thought, oh my God, I think that is my intention and or my theme for the year, lightening up. And I could feel that it was not just physical, it was mental, it was emotional, it was like all this baggage.
It was it's funny when you were talking about the health and losing the weight, right? Because I find that we put so much stress on ourselves to become physically healthy that we're actually doing so much damage to our mental health in the process.
Yeah. Yeah,
Because
it's kind of like robbing Peter to pay Paul, and we're not paying attention. And we know, if we are a couple pounds overweight, like, so friggin' what? I mean, really, the issue is, are we healthy?
Yep.
And then maybe we could pay attention more to, instead of focusing on our body, we could just maybe love our body for a change, and wake up in the morning, look in the mirror and say, man, you look pretty good here, rock it a little bit. And then say, let me pay more attention to my mental health and my emotional health. And that's where I think this whole idea, it struck me that the whole idea of lightening up was really important. Like, we all need more levity, and we need to, and by setting that intention, knowing what will support it, which means, for example, a practice of gratitude, which we've talked about before on the program, recognizing the things that are good and great in our life, not tuning in to the constant negativity, which is what our purpose at you guys and mine has been, is finding the things that in the world that are uplifting, so that we can lighten up. We can see the good in the world, as well as there's lots of that other stuff. We don't need to give it any focus. Our job to lighten up is to bring, I think it's got, oh gee, it's interesting. Just as I'm speaking to you about it, it occurs to me it's got two contexts. One is releasing the burden, but lightening up also means our ability, when we do that, to bring light to the world. Like, not just lightening up, but lighting up.
The word. Yeah, lighting up.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So on a personal level, we have a little bit of control onto how we can approach this lightening up aspect of things. But how about as a community? Do you have any tips how we could try to get rid of that burden as a community?
That's such a good question, Julia. And it's interesting because I had lunch with an old friend today, just reconnecting after many years, and she had taken many of our courses and retreats in the years gone by. And I think it's time for us to start creating, I want to say, a tribe. I don't mean to, I've often referred to my tribe as, if we think about it, it's our foundation. It's even our first chakra energy, is knowing the people who are like-minded and who want to play with us. And I think as a group, any opportunity we could find to create community conversations. I could mention that, and you'll probably allude to it on Monday again, but we're going to do a vision shop workshop, for example, next week at the library, next Thursday, and bringing in people together to vision together, to have conversations. It might be really interesting to think about what would be the longer impact of something like that. Are there a group of people who might be interested in having bi-monthly or monthly conversations about how can we contribute differently to our community? How can we bring light into the community? And there are a lot of energy workers and light workers in our community. Is there a forum by which we can start to come together, not only to share our gifts, but to work together to lift energy? Because one of the things I have definitely learned is one thing for me to do it solo, but to your point, Julia, and I think this is so important, I can remember when I was first learning meditation, if I meditated in a group, it's far more profound than when I meditate alone.
Yeah.
It goes deeper and broader. And I think the same is true. If we can individually bring light to the world and lighten up, and if we could create a forum where we could start doing it collectively, I think that would be interesting. I don't know if I have a concrete answer beyond that. I think it would be worth exploring and reaching out to people and saying, are you interested in that? But it has to be mined or developed very, very carefully, because you want to be mindful that if you bring together a group like that, that you always hold that high vibrational level. You know what happens in group discussions? You find the hole and you go down the rabbit hole, and it's about all constantly keeping it like elevated. Yeah.
But
Yeah,
you were. Oh, go ahead,
No,
Mai-Liis.
I was just going to say, you're talking about, lightening up with the community. The one place that we need to lighten up and not worry so much is the Facebook community, because I find that is, talk about heavy. Like,
Well, and you know that my postings, I post a daily message Mondays, every day of the week, which is designed to uplift.
Yeah.
And I do not engage any longer. I've learned a big lesson through COVID, not to engage in any debatable topics because
Yeah.
I don't want to debate. And to be respectful that everyone's entitled to their own opinion, whether I agree or disagree. But to make sure, I think you're right, Mai-Liis, that would be a great place to start and a great example. What if we stopped complaining and using it as a bitch forum and so on and started sharing with one another uplifting messages?
Yeah, and really, I think stopping, pausing, and thinking about what you post every time you post, like to
Mm-hmm.
make sure that it you know aligns with your intentions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, exactly. And so people say to me, have said to me, coming back to intentions, that's an important point. Even we set an intention so for perfect health and or lightening up, and then we say, okay, well now I'm offering that to the universe. I've set the intention, so be it. Yes, and then our actions, if that truly is our intention, then we have to also filter through what we're saying, doing, how we're being on a daily
Mm-hmm.
basis to actually assess, are we in supporting that intention?
Yeah.
Because we can self-sabotage as well.
Mhm.
And it's easy to have it happen. Someone meets you in the street and says something to you, could be nasty, could be argumentative, it could be controversial, it could be anything. And you can feel yourself going, right down the rabbit
Mm-hmm.
hole. Or you can say, okay, that's their stuff, not mine. That's not how I want to play in the world. I am lightening up, or I am bringing light, whatever, or both. And there's some. I used to listen years ago a lot to Abraham about the law of attraction, and one of the things that Esther Hicks always said is, if you have a negative thought or a negative energy come in, change it as quickly as you can, like within the first minute. Otherwise, it
Mm-hmm.
sticks. So, as an action, anytime you feel something coming at you that feels anything but lightening up or lighting up,
Mm-hmm.
is make sure you reframe it in your own heart and head quickly.
Yeah, that's good point.
Yeah.
Great tips, Betty. Well, I want to thank you so much for being with us on this Friday, which is going to be Monday for everyone else. But
Yeah.
it's always nice to start our year with you.
Well, thank you for the invitation, and I wish everyone a wonderful, healthy, intentional year. And I welcomed all the others in our Lighting Up initiative, um, and see what that looks like. Could be very exciting.
Yes, it could. Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
and we're excited for the vision board workshop next Wednesday, the 11th.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Next Wednesday at 6 p.m. at the
6
library,
p.m.
Yeah.
and you did put it on Facebook, and so did I. So if anyone, we have only 10 spaces. So if
Yeah.
you're interested, come join us.
Yep.
All
All
right.
right.
See you
Thank
then.
you, Betty. Bye-bye.
Better unmute myself. I am not sure where Julia has gone. Oh, Julia's
I'm
there.
back.
Julia's back as well. It was kind of nice to see your face from Friday. It's not the same as seeing it today, but oh well. Yeah, Julia's enjoying an adult weekend in Montreal.
Oh
No
my God,
kids.
so much
How?
fun. It's been a great weekend. We've packed so much in one little segment of a week because
Oh,
I mean we came here late on Saturday afternoon, but I feel like I've been here like for a week already because we've just done museums and we went to the comedy show. We did anyways, read all about it in the February issue. I'm gonna have a
yeah,
story about all that.
yeah. Talking about what couples can do for Valentine's close
Uh-huh.
to home. Yeah, it's going to be exciting. So we're
Speaking
gonna
of
be.
couples,
Yeah, I was going to say, where's Marlene and John?
Good morning. Hi there.
so My-Liis, because my internet is so wonky, I think I'm gonna let you do most of the talking, and John and Marlene, and I will be erasing myself from the narrative right now.
Oh, but I know she'll pop in every now and then.
Here and there, but I'm yeah.
You know what she's really doing? She's got the video off because she's still laying in bed relaxing. I
Exactly.
think
Yeah.
that's exactly what this is all about. We're not stupid, Julia. We know what you're doing.
It's like I'm ready for to go to an Ascot, like the horse races today, but I am wearing the outfit that I did for my thrifting. So
Yes, so this is awesome because this is Fashionably Marlene, and here is her article. And yeah, that is the little
yep,
hat
that's my
that you
little
got.
fascinator. It's called Fascinator.
Fascinator. Why
Yes,
are they called fascinators? Do you
because
know?
it's fascinating to wear them.
It's almost a hat.
It's
Almost a hat.
Can't call it a hat. It's just something fascinating. And at
Oh,
this, whoops, we're losing me. At this time of year, we need to do something that's fascinating.
so so you shopped at the Village, the
At the village, that's right.
Value Village, but we call
That's
it the
right.
Village.
I call it the village. It sounds more upbeat.
Yeah, and I just read your article. I've been running around because the secret came in on Friday, so I've been out and about distributing it.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And just so you folks know, we heard so many times we can't find the seeker. It's never around. We don't want to read it only online. We want it in our hands. So Julia and I decided to start 2023 with a bang and increase our production. So I had
Excellent.
my whole back seat full of boxes, and they came in on Friday, so I started putting them out Friday and Saturday, and I'll be out again today,
Well,
out
thank
and
you.
about. So it's nice to be able to leave really big amounts all over the place, and people are like, "Wow, is that all for us?"
Exactly.
Yep,
Exactly.
it is. So yeah, our main places, again, if you want to pick it up and read Marlene's column there, it's very interesting how you go about and pick out your outfits with your colors, and you have some little hints about what's new and
That's right.
for
What's new in fashion
2023.
for 2023? We could still get at them at the thrift stores in and around town. So just have to look. That's all.
I'll have
So
to get a copy.
Yes. You
what
haven't seen it.
what was that, John?
I'll have to get a copy and read it.
As if you haven't. He's my you're my editor.
Editor.
He's my editor. So
He's your editor. He's
yeah.
your so John, for those who don't know, John is obviously Marlene's hubby. And John has he's always got some awesome pointers to start the new year as well. So what do you have for us, John?
Well, getting back to the reference to Facebook, I noticed so many people saying 2023 better not give me crap stuff like 2022 did. Well, the year doesn't give you anything. It's a calendar. What you give it is what you get back. So if you're always thinking, woe is me, I need this, I need that, I don't have this or that, you're thinking in lack or negatively, that's what you're going to get. And if you think, well, I'd like to have this, I wish I could have that, instead of thinking, I'm always sick, change it to, I wish I was healthy, I want to be healthy. That word healthy will attract healthiness. As the word sick attracts sickness. So if you change a few of your words and thoughts, you can change the coming year. And you don't have to go to a gym or lose weight or cut down on spending. You just think differently. It's easy.
Yes. I agree.
Yeah, you change your mindset. And like Betty was saying too, like if, a negative thought comes in, change it fast.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
So,
negative thoughts will stick with you. I know that.
Exactly.
so
Yes.
that's sort of my New Year's resolution, is just to, think differently, as I have been doing in the years past, but even more so just to think, not thinking positively so much as phrasing things in a way that will attract what you want. And you think of, I want the garden landscaped instead of look at all that junk in the yard. It makes a difference. If you think I want the garden landscaped, you start imagining it that way.
Yep.
And as soon as the weather's nice, you start doing it. And the next thing you know, it's done. But if you say, look at all this junk in the yard, it might stay there for another year.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, because it just seems overwhelming if you look at it like that.
Yeah.
And like say you're true, it's true, what you put out is what you attract.
Exactly.
So
That's right.
I'm also more outspoken. I used to always hold back, and I didn't want to offend people. Not that I want to offend anyone, but I will say things as I see them a lot more than I did when I was younger. And
But it makes you feel better because you're not holding it inside.
yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
I might say to someone, yeah, that's really good. You could, you know, brush up on this area or that. Whereas before I would just say, oh, that's really good. And you know, now I'll if I have someone bothering me and they're annoying, I'll say, you know, I'm sorry, I just have a lot going on, and I wish I had time for you, but I honestly don't have the time for you that you deserve. So I think we should stop communicating so much. It seems harsh, but it's honest. And they're not wasting their time wondering why they feel rejected. And I'm not wasting my time with someone who I'm not interested in. So, you know, it's honesty and it's done tactfully.
Like I said, don't do it brutally, but be
No.
nice. Yes.
No, it's not like, I don't want to hear from you. Don't ever call me again. I don't think much of you. It's not ever like that. That would be
Not nice.
the negative way.
Yes.
But there is a tactful and positive
Mhm.
way to cut people off or tell people not what they want to hear, but maybe what they need to hear, even if it's a little bit not
truthful.
what they want.
Right.
So
Yeah,
I'm
I
getting more like this because I'm older. I'm turning 70 this year, which I can't believe. And
No, I can't believe that either. You
Yeah.
don't look like
Are
you're
you that old,
turning
John?
70.
I
Well,
didn't know that.
yeah, my unfortunately my back believes it because
The old body's
the old
going.
back isn't happy anymore.
Yes, yes.
I built too much stuff in the last 2 years, and I'm
Yeah.
rambling now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know, but it's funny because as we get older, we don't think of ourselves as getting older
No, you don't.
No.
for some
No.
reason. And I was laughing because Sheldon's 15-year-old daughter is living with us, and now I'm seeing life from the 15-year-old's perspective, and it's
Mhm.
so different.
Way
yeah.
different. Way, yes.
Even words that are used, expressions.
Their way of thinking.
Exactly.
Nothing like ours. No.
Exactly. And I think that's kind of keeping, I mean, you've got grandchildren too. Mine are 8 and 10, but 15 is a very interesting age.
It
And I
is.
think
It
that's
is.
Mhm.
keeping Sheldon and myself on our toes.
It does.
Just,
You're cool because they can push your buttons for
Yeah.
sure. But you just have to be cool and listen to them. And like John was saying, like you have to talk to them real, but
Mhm.
you know, it's kind of hard.
How old is Lincoln now? Your oldest grandson?
24.
Yeah.
My
Wow.
oldest is 24, so he's come over that hump of the teenager, but I have now ones that are in their teens and they what's the word I want? Challenge me.
That's a good word.
Yes.
Challenge.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we're the strong ones. We're the, we're the seniors, so we have to use our wisdom and treat them in a way that they want to be adults. That's what the thing is they feel that they're adults. Yet
Yeah.
we know that they're really not. But you have to treat them like mini adults and let them have their say
Mhm.
and just go with the flow.
And still guide. And
That's right.
Mhm.
still guide
Exactly.
them the best that we can. But one of my resolutions, again, like there's so many people sit on their phones, sit behind the keyboards.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
And like, I mean, for us, I think it's easier at our age. We don't need that all the time, but I'm
Right.
noticing the younger ones that they live on social media.
It
It
stimulates them, and I wish they would do more stimulating with either reading or painting or doing something with their time than
Yeah.
being on their phones. I really dislike
And
the
think of
electronics.
when they're seniors, they're all going to have bad arthritis in their thumbs. Because,
You can't fight it, guys. It's just evolution.
yeah.
You can't fight it. Like, I mean, I've tried fighting it. Like, I don't know if you saw, but I bought a little cell jail, I mean, for the cell
Oh, yeah.
phones.
Mm.
I don't know
I
what that
got so
is. What
much
is that?
pushback. It was just not worth it. I'm like, okay, no, I'm that's a fight I'm not gonna take. Like, I'm like, okay, we're gonna watch a movie now. Everybody's phone going in the jail. Like,
Good.
no, it's not going into jail. They're so used to multitasking everything, right? They do something whenever they're doing something. They're also on their phone doing something else.
Right.
Like, it's just, yeah,
The
can't
worst,
fight it.
the worst is you'll see someone on a date in a restaurant or maybe a family gathering at a
And
restaurant.
they're all on phones.
Everyone's on their own phone
Yep.
talking to someone else. They're not looking at each other. They're not talking to each other.
Yeah.
It's sad, kind of sad.
You're not gathering with your 6 people anymore. You're gathering with 6 people and
Their
their
phones.
5,000 friends.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And maybe
exactly.
maybe COVID had something to do with getting into the habit of not, expecting real live people around you. But
Yeah.
now
I
that
mean, the only thing you can change, right, is your attitude to that situation. You can't
Yes.
change
Right.
other people. So, I mean, you just got to accept it. And
Exactly.
that's the way it
Go
is.
on.
Yeah.
Yes.
And work around it to make it positive.
Mhm.
Exactly. Exactly. So
So-
I have some pointers for this year. Instead of having any resolutions, my thing is time. Time is precious. We could always make or have more money, but we can never have more time. So
Mhm.
spending time with family is priceless. We are to make time for the ones that we love and cherish as friends. Take some time for yourselves. Take a spa day, like just get away from life, your husbands, your kids, and everything, or the other way around, your wife and kids and stuff like that. But just take some time for yourself. It's very important to have me time, and that's to just go for a walk, read a book. Just take time for yourself. It's healthy to do so. My other thing is take time to have a fun day with your family or friends. It's just life is so stressful, and and life cannot take your time. Like it just takes your time all the time. Like on Facebook, I found before the end of last year, I decided it's like Facebook is taking too much of my time. I'm not using it for real time with my family, friends,
Mhm.
and John husband and all of that. So take time to have a fun day. I like how Julia is taking time to make experiences with her family instead of just presents. I think that's so wonderful to do, Julia. And it's made me feel the same way, is that I want to take time to, because I have 7 kids and there are others, 13 grandkids and 2 great grandkids. So it's only one of me, but I plan to take the time to make sure to see each of them this year. So that's my time doing that.
We also have spa dates
Yes,
pretty much every day. They're about 15 minutes long,
which is really wonderful.
but we have to leave the house, so
even if it's icy cold out there.
mini adventure.
Yeah, it is. It's your hot tub. It's
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
you
right.
have a little bit of a walk to it. We have the same thing, but we're
Yeah.
not as brave as you. We haven't used it this winter because I know how
Get out
cold.
there, girl.
I know we should. We did it
Our-
one winter, and it's so cold to put your
I
feet
know,
in
but
that.
once you're in there, it's like we feel like it's our mini vacation away
Yeah.
from home. And when you come out, well, you're all nice and warm. So to walk out there, it's all good. It's all
Also,
good.
the little enclosure I built for it, it's 23.5 in there all winter. The air
Yeah,
temperature.
that's
So
it.
you
Yours
get out
is
of
in a
39-degree water, and you dry off, and it's still warm. And then
Yeah.
finally, you're opening the door to step out into the cold air.
So
It's-
yeah, in Mai-Liis's defense, yours is in a little building. Mai-Liis is right
It's
outside.
Get
Yeah.
Sheldon to make you a little shelter over it, because it makes
Oh,
Yeah,
Sheldon's too busy making our big shelter,
Yeah.
a little
our
house.
tiny
Yeah.
house.
maybe that'll be the next project then.
A tiny spa cover.
Yeah.
Um,
So I can't have him build in the backyard here. I
Well,
want him to
you
finish
can get
out
it
on
to
the
buy.
property.
You can get him to make a tinier home for the tiny home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Tiny
Yeah.
spa room.
It looks like
you
you've
guys
got
in the telephone booth.
it looks like you've got more to read, Marlene. Did you
Yes,
have
I
some more?
do.
You
Yes,
do. I know. I can see her looking down.
Take time to do a new hobby. Do something new this year. Something that you've never done, even if you think I'm not an artist or I'm not. just do it. Just go and take an art class, one of these paint nights. Even if you're not good at it, just do something new this year. Go somewhere new. I'm saying, like, take a mini vacation, even if it's to the next town or city. Just get out of your old way of life and just go do something new, even just for an overnight stay somewhere. It really, really helps you with your mental health, because you're not just dwelling at home and doing the same old, same old. Just get out of the house, do a little mini vacation somewhere, and when you come back, you feel all relieved and upbeat, and you're ready to take on life again.
I know with us, Sheldon, often we go to Ottawa because Princess Auto, the man shop, is in Ottawa, and this stuff.
Oh, yes.
And I find I go for a ride with him, and just the ride to Ottawa, walking around the store and coming back is enough to recharge my battery.
There you go. There you go.
Mhm.
Yeah, taking time to do something with your significant other. Like I said, just do that. It's important to keep your together time, because you get lost. Once again, you get lost in life with work and children, but it's time. Take the time to make time for each other. It's very important. Keep
Just
that
like
love going.
just like Julie and John are having their adult vacation
Exactly,
right now.
exactly. And next month is John's and my fifth Valentine anniversary, we call it, because it's 2 days before Valentine's that we got married. So we haven't done anything in the last couple of years because of John's treatments and stuff. But this year we plan to do something fun.
Yeah, we call it our Valanversary.
Yeah, Valanversary. 5 years, ladies. Can you believe that? I can't. But we're happily married and living the happily ever after. That's for sure.
Yeah.
What else have we got?
Oh, take time to rest. You have to take time during your day just to get away from everything, even if it's for 15 minutes. You need to just slow down, calm down, and just sort of meditate. Do the meditation, but you don't even need to do that. You just need to go somewhere quiet and nice and just calm yourself down and relax so you can get back to whatever you're doing. So like I said, time is precious. We can't have any more of it, so use it wisely is what I'm saying.
I'm just going to add something to that. I know you guys have cats, but I find pets like cats, dogs, they help make us stop every now and then, because I know if I seem like I'm stressing or having a bit of a hard time over something, here comes the cat walking across the keyboard, plops itself down, and you have to stop doing what you're doing.
Exactly.
Because they want the attention. And I find that always helps. And they all seem to know that right time to come and bother you, because they see that you need to stop doing what you're doing. Yep, there's
Maxie.
Oh my God, that very much like our twins.
Yeah, he's a nice little kitty cat. Now, just talking about pets is that he makes us laugh all the time.
He has this letter M on his forehead.
For Maxie, the M right there.
Oh my God.
M. Maximilian is his full name, but we call him Maxie for short. But he made us laugh the other day. I wasn't home the other day. John shows me a picture. There's a little pretend black mouse in the sink, in her kitchen sink. How did it get there? So Johnny was watching him, and he shoots it up into the air, and it fell into the sink, and he couldn't find it. So just little things like that. Our pets make us smile, and like you say, petting them calms. Well, you know about the purring part of the cats.
Yeah, it's a subsonic. No, that's not the right word. It's a very low frequency. What do you call it? It's not ultra. Anyway, it's a low frequency sound, the purr, and it actually, they've proven it will heal bones. It will cure like things like depression and everything, in insomnia, you name it. There's a long list of medical conditions that the sound of a purring cat actually treats, and this is medically proven.
Yeah, so purring cats help us heal and make us feel happy. And when we're sick, I always notice he always comes around me and hangs with me. So it's a beautiful thing that they're a connection with us. That's cats anyways. I'm supposing dogs do the same thing. I'm more of a cat lady. But yeah, our animals are precious to us, and they make us feel happy. So yeah, having pets is fun. So if you don't have a pet out there, maybe go get one.
Yeah,
They'll make you happy.
adopt a fur baby.
Yes,
'Cause
yes. Maxie was an adoptive. What is it?
Rescue.
A rescue.
Yeah.
And our other cat was a rescue. So that makes you feel good as well, rescuing these poor little things from a life that they was horrible. So yeah, we give them a loving, nice home, and they give us all their love too. So it's so very nice.
And you may be able to hear in the background, we also have a
Parrot.
parrot
I can hear that. Yeah.
way back there. He'll cough. I wonder if he'll do it now. He'll cough in response to a human cough.
There we go.
There he goes.
My God.
You did it.
My other thing is to challenge ourselves. As I was saying, pick up a new hobby, maybe a new sport, or just do something, to challenge yourselves. Maybe go, if you want to do a marathon or something like this. Challenge yourself this year. It'll make you feel good.
Yeah.
Oh yes, shopping therapy is another good one, ladies.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I was actually just going to mention that one because retail therapy always works for me.
That's the words, yes.
If I need a break, I'm lucky because Salvation Army thrift store is right beside me.
Excellent.
I've met you guys there quite a few times.
That's right.
And I'll just go in there. I don't really need anything because really I'm downsizing to get to the tiny house, which is 670 square feet. So we have to really purge and downsize. But I don't know, just going over there and just taking a walk around and seeing what's there, and then occasionally buying something. Because
it helps you and it helps them at the same time.
Yeah, it helps me. It makes me feel better and it helps them. Same with Agape. I gotta show my thrift store find that Agape. So here, I love these kind of purses.
The already. Oh yes. Oh yes.
These kind of purses. $6. That
very
$6
nice.
at the Agape Center.
And how much is that?
What's that?
I didn't hear her. You said $6 you paid for it?
$6. I paid $6 for this.
But is it material like clothy material?
Yeah, it's cloth. It's got a little bit of sparkles in it.
On there, Healey.
Yeah.
I like
but
it.
Again, that made me feel happy, and then I helped out the Agape too. So guys, remember to do some retail therapy if you need to, because we've got Salvation Army that can do with our help. Agape, we've got Serendipity, and the Village.
The Village, that's right.
But yeah, that like you said, a little bit of shopping helps too.
It certainly does.
I'll do retail therapy where I'll get things usually on Amazon that nobody ever needs. Like for example, these are some nice
headphones,
earbuds for Marlene.
But
they're elf ears.
Oh my goodness.
So I'll buy these crazy things for her, and she'll sometimes use
them. The coat.
I can go get it.
Okay. Oh, I'll go get something so much fun. Keep talking, Johnny.
You know how there are goats in nature that scream. It's a type of goat that will scream. I don't know if you've seen them on YouTube.
No, I haven't.
Okay, there are goats that actually, they don't just make weird goat noises, they will scream just when they're having fun or whatever. So I was able to find a little plastic screaming goat on Amazon. So that was one of Marlene's stocking stuffers. So she's gone to get it. It is a hoot.
I heard you say coat, but it's goat.
Goat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Goat.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew having you on the show would be interesting, John, because you're full of interesting information and you find interesting things.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. I'm looking forward soon to getting my teeth. I've been 2 years with no teeth. The senior dental plan fired me or refused me because I accepted the COVID money when, wedding photography and work like that dried up because of COVID. So I accepted the money. They list it as net income. They don't list it properly. So I get taxed on it as though it was in my pocket when it really is helping to pay for business expenses and things. So as a result, for the past 2 years, I haven't qualified for the senior dental plan, but next month I can e-file we can all e-file as early as February 21st. And they do the notice of assessment in days. So then I'll have that. I'll get back on the senior dental plan, and I can finally get my dentures.
That'll be exciting.
Okay, are you ready?
While Marlene is getting the goat.
Here's a little guy.
Camera.
Oh, camera, bring him. You take it off the camera. Bring him on.
There
There he is.
But this is what makes me laugh out loud every time.
And goats actually make that sound. They really
do.
make that
And
sound.
And they make that. That's a recorded
That's a
sound
recording
of
of a goat.
a goat.
Yeah.
Yes. But when I'm not, like, I just got a tooth taken out on Saturday, so I wasn't so happy on Saturday. But as soon as I got home and he did that, it made me laugh.
Yeah, it cracks her up, makes her laugh.
Yeah.
Well, you can't help it when you have something. You can't help it.
Makes me laugh.
And there's an intention to laugh more. You know,
There you
laugh,
go. Yes.
smile, be happy, because then it
Exactly.
makes you feel good. You know what makes me feel good, and I do this a lot. If I'm going for a walk, I purposely say hi to everybody.
Yes.
And
yes.
it's so weird because people kind of look at you
That's
as like,
right. They're like, why is that person saying hello to me? Do I know that person? I do the same thing, Mai-Liis. I just love making people happy and making them feel like we're all humans, that we can say hi, and, you know, all of these people that are walking around with their mouths closed and not smiling, but I'll like, hey. Also, I compliment people, whether they're male or female, whatever they're wearing, especially shoes or boots. I'm like, oh, those are nice shoes. They're like, oh, no, thank you.
Yeah.
We were in the LCBO one time, and a Canadian soldier was shopping, and he had
his fatigue.
Full camouflage uniform on.
Mm-hmm.
Marlene went up to him and whispered, "I can see you."
I can still see you. And he was like, and then he was a big muscular, and he wildly started laughing. I go, I can still see you. Anyway, so I just walked away. This was years ago, before I was as bold as I am today. But that was one of the very boldest things I ever done, and I loved it.
Well, it's nice to see people's reactions, and like I say, just a smile can brighten somebody's day. So folks, remember to do stuff like that. Make that into your New Year's intentions.
Make others happy by just saying hello, and, you know, complimenting people, make them feel happy as well. And it only takes a few words to make someone smile. So just do that this year. Yes.
And I kind of really like doing it when it's like the younger generation and they're walking with their cell phones, and I kind of say something and they look at you. Like,
they're like, oh.
and then they come back with a comment too, like they'll say hi or something.
Exactly.
I mean, it's a great day. Like, that's all you need to do.
That's all you have to say. Isn't it a lovely day today? The other thing John and I do is we talk to the cashier people, because, you know, they're busy all the time. We make them laugh. Like John, whenever we go to the village, we go for Tuesdays for their senior citizen discount. But John, being John, he doesn't just say, I have a senior discount. What do you say, John?
Every week I'll try to come up with a new one. So I'll say, I get the I'll be dead before you discount, or
the old geezer discount.
Yeah, or I'm not long for this world discount. I'll always come up with a new name for it, and it cracks them up.
But some of the younger ones are like, what?
Yeah.
Actually, you got in trouble one time from an older lady was in line. I get
the old geezer discount, and an elderly lady behind me said, "That's not very nice. I'm offended that you would say that." And I said, "Well, ma'am, I'm talking about myself because I'm a senior." But she did not like that.
No, but hey, you can't please everyone.
Yeah.
Well, it got a reaction out of it.
That's true. Maybe that's the only person she spoke to this month. You know, you just don't.
Oh, what else do I hear? Oh, yeah, the taking time to have a date with your spouse or significant other.
Oh,
doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be on a special occasion. Just say, hey, sweetie, let's go for a date, a movie date or a dinner date on Friday. Doesn't even need to be on the weekend either. Just any time of the week that you can take the time to make a date with your significant other. That's so important.
Yeah, it's true. Actually, even with family, because I know with us, New Year's Eve, Sheldon and I were DJing, so we couldn't get together with my mother and my sister and her family. And then it ended up, because we were DJing, we kind of stayed away for a few days because, you know, in case we had caught something in a room full of
Yes.
200 people,
Yes,
didn't
yes.
want to give it to my mom. So like our New Year's dinner ended up being this past Saturday. So we got together as a family, but it was kind of, so what's the celebration? My sister goes, no celebration. It's
Right,
just
exactly.
Saturday.
Mhm.
Let's get
Exactly.
together, have nice supper, you know? So, and it felt good.
We call that time shifting just because we have so many children, grandchildren, that so if there's a special date that we can't do it, we call it time shifting, and take that date and make sure you do it, because then the person that you're doing this with, or the people that you're doing with, it makes them still feel special. If it was their birthday and you couldn't go to it, make another date to have that birthday celebration with them.
That's a good idea
Yeah.
too.
Time
Yeah.
shifting is what I call
Mhm.
it. Yes.
Time shifting.
Yes.
You guys have so many great outlooks and ideas and stuff. It's great to have you on the show
Well, thank
today,
you so
Well,
very
actually.
thank you.
much. We're oldies but goodies, you know.
Well, by being old, if you have me on again, I'll repeat all the same stuff, and I won't even know I'm repeating it.
And I won't even know that you've repeated it because I'm around that age too.
Uh,
Julia's disappeared. Oh, there she is. She's
Oh,
still
we
listening
come
though.
back. Oh,
I'm I have to look up to Marlene and get her as my example of how to graciously getting older, because I'm like fighting it with every eon of my body. I hate it. Like we went to dance on Saturday, John and I, to celebrate my birthday, right? And so we went to a club that I used to go to when I lived in Montreal. But I mean, I'm not that crowd anymore, right? Like I'm just like
So that was like what, your 20 or 30 years ago crowd?
something like that, yeah. So it was like a Latin club. It's called La Salsa Tech,
ooh,
and
Nice.
I guess like there was a couple of other people that were kind of like as old as us, but we stood out like a sore thumb. But you know, I gotta learn to not give a f
Don't.
that's
Right.
about
right.
it
That's right.
and have fun anyway. So I ended up loosening it up, and we danced, and it was a
Go
lot of
with the
fun.
flow, girl. Just go with the flow.
And
Yeah,
I like to
exactly.
say fire truck, not give a fire truck, because the word fire truck contains those four letters.
I don't give
You're
a
right.
flying fire truck, John.
That's
There,
right.
you
There
said
you
the F
go.
word,
That's
but it
right.
was encased in a bigger word, so you're okay.
Oh my God, talking about the word fire truck. Whenever Grayson, he's now 10. I'm gonna have to tell you
Right.
the story. He had a fire truck, but he couldn't say fire truck. So we are watching videos the other day, and he's a fire truck.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
Fire
Trinity was the same way.
Oh my God, it was
We're
funny.
oh boy,
driving to
that's
Montreal
funny.
one day, and she sees a fire truck right next to us, and she goes, "Hey, a fire truck!" And then the kids were like, "A what? Say it again! Say
Yeah.
it again!" The other kids, like, they were making her say it again and again.
Of course, of course.
And Julia, I don't know if you caught our screaming goat or not. You may not have been connected at the time. It was a stocking stuffer for Marlene for Christmas, and it's
Oh
goats
Did you
that
get
scream.
that? Did you
Yeah.
see it?
no! Oh my God!
It's horrible, but I'm like, it makes me laugh every time.
That is
When
hilarious.
I don't have a voice. I'm like,
So if you feel like down, you just take that thing and make yourself laugh.
You
that's
instantly laugh
exactly. Yeah, instantly.
because
I
it
can
makes you
imagine in the
realize.
middle of an argument, you know, you pull
Yeah,
You pull it out. You pull out the screaming goat.
but it makes you realize this thing exists in nature.
Yeah.
So we have this on our planet. Why? Maybe just to make us happier.
Yeah,
Like
it makes
there's
us laugh.
no
Yeah.
reason for a goat to
yeah, it
scream.
might be a different purpose than we thought.
Well, they seem to do it when they're having fun. So I don't know. Who knows?
But it, like I said, when I got my tooth taken out on Saturday morning, which was not fun. But as soon as I got home, John does this to me, and I'm just laughing. I'm holding my mouth, I'm like, John, just stop it, just stop it. But it's such a fun little thing. Just that little thing like that can make you happy. So
Because our inner child is who we leave this world with. It stays with us through life, and I believe it continues with us after. And so, if we keep in touch with our inner child as much as we can, and it doesn't mean it has to be childish. It can just be like innocent and fun
yes,
and all that kind of stuff. So, I think the more we're in touch with that, the happier we are.
it's
Yeah.
true. And that is one of the keys of staying younger, Julia, is having that inner child come out. Just
Yeah.
let it come out. And
It's
like you
just, you
said,
know,
you
this
let me-
pandemic has done a number on my face, I want to say.
Oh my
Um,
goodness.
No, it did. Like, I mean,
Not.
you know, I used to look at myself and my kids would say, "Oh, mom, you look so young." And I used to look like I was in my 30s. And then, like, from one day to the other, it seems like I'm now looking my age, and I don't want to look my age.
Are you
I
smiling?
don't feel my age. You know?
Smiling makes you stay young as well. If you smile all the time, just keeps those cheeks up there and your
Yeah.
happy smile. It does help to smile. Yes, it does.
I
Yeah,
feel like
smile is the best Botox, man.
Yeah.
It truly is. Yes, it is.
I feel too that a couple of years ago I looked younger, and I've aged a lot in 2 years, but
Sucks to be
I
you, John.
still don't look too bad. I'm turning 70 this year, so I'm
Well, you
heading
don't look it
No,
at
he
all.
doesn't
Thank you.
at all.
I'm turning, I can't believe this, girls, 63.
You
In
don't
July.
look it at all either.
Crazy. And I don't use any Botox. I don't use any special things. Just happy, healthy life is
Yeah.
my
Yep.
key.
When
to
when are
staying-
you turning 63, Marlene?
July 30th.
Ah, so you're a little bit older than me.
Yes.
I'm right behind you.
Yes, but
Mhm.
hey, it's the 60s are great.
Yeah, and you use oil about nothing.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
60 is the new 40.
Women ask me,
It
well,
is.
like, what's your, I'm like, I do nothing. I wash my face with a cloth. I don't use any foundation. That's one thing I don't use, that, and it keeps my skin clear, I suppose. And
Mhm.
actually having good Irish genes. And my mom's turning 84 next month, so she looks
Wow.
like she's in her 60s. She
Well,
looks my age.
My
Wow.
mom is 89, and I find she still looks good
She
too.
looks fabulous. I like seeing her at Christmas time, and it was like, you never age, lady. You're looking
Yeah.
so great.
Yeah.
Sure.
So
And-
yeah,
And we never fight either. We have to pretend we were fighting as Irish people. Get me a cup of coffee, you useless piece of. And she'll swear back at me, and we'll carry on for about half a minute, and then we'll be laughing too hard.
taking that stress out of not arguing or fighting. We talk it out. We just talk
Yeah.
about everything. Never fight, never argue. It's
Yeah,
just so
we disagree
nice.
sometimes. and
Yes,
we
of course, that's
talk about it.
normal.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly right. We
Yep.
compromise.
Mhm.
Compromise, yes.
Yeah, we do that too, Julia, don't we? We compromise.
You're
Yeah,
making us sound
right.
like an old couple.
Yes.
Another thing
I guess-
I learned a while back is Marlene did. Marlene did that. The power of gratitude. And
Marlene did that, or the goat did that?
well, Marlene made to go do it.
Like,
Oh my God. On
No,
that note,
The
I
power
guess,
of
guys-
gratitude.
Yeah,
You were
the
just
power
going
of
to quickly
gratitude.
say.
Okay, and you can read it. It sounds ridiculous, but like when the gas bill comes in, I'm grateful that we have gas available here. and that we're not
Absolutely.
stuck on oil or electric heat.
exactly.
Or
Hey, I
if
was
there bill comes in.
walking down Montreal, St. Catherine Street yesterday, and I'm seeing this poor guy who's in his sleeping bag, and all bundled up, and it's sub-zero out there, and I'm like, how the hell is he not dying? Like, it's really something that it brings your perspective,
Exactly.
in
Yeah,
line,
exactly
and
right.
you're kind of like,
Always others that are less fortunate than ourselves.
Yeah.
So we should never complain about what we have, or no, not complain,
what we
but
don't
think
have.
of what we have to celebrate what we have
Mhm.
and enjoy that too.
And if we can help others with
Of
what
course,
we have.
of
Yes.
course.
Yes.
Do some volunteering. Take time to do some volunteer work this year. That's another thing I want to do, because giving back to the community, society is something important too. It makes us feel good, and it makes others feel good. So it's
Well, you could do our landscaping. I was going to do it.
Volunteer for that,
I'll let
Marlene.
you volunteer.
Now I'm looking at myself on camera because I got, well, that's just a tooth I'm losing, but I was thinking that it was going to take away from my smile, and I was quite sad about that. So my youngest son and my third daughter are going to put together money to get me a tooth that's not going to take away my smile.
Oh,
So
that's
I
so
was like, I was crying when they told me this because I was saying, I'm going to look like a hillbilly. I'm not going to be able to
Oh.
smile anymore. And so they told, no, Mom, we're not going to let you look like a hillbilly. We're going to get to that tooth.
very sweet.
It sounds like a little thing, but hey, you know me, girls. I love to smile all the time. And this thing missing over here is not making me happy. But I don't see it. So that's all good.
All right. Well, we're at the top of the hour.
Yeah,
Maybe
we
you
are.
give us that
Oh,
that sheep one more time.
goat.
There we go.
So, and just do
Oh,
my
the goat.
first line was, well, where are we here?
back up.
Oh, your
Oh.
shoes. Holy cow. Julia, those
sweet.
are your shoes.
I love
Yep.
the color of purple.
Beautiful.
So they're beautiful velvet purple shoes that I got for $14.99 at the Village. And of course, I did this whole outfit. I'll go back here.
Hurry up. We're on borrowed time.
This whole outfit, purple dress. And this is my own jacket that I got at the Village years ago.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Nice.
So these purple shoes go along with it.
Perfect. Well, Marlene will be anxious to read your next column.
Yes.
And Mai-Liis, I'll see you soon, I'm sure. I'm going to go and enjoy the
Happy New Year,
city, my
everybody.
last day here.
Yeah. Oh,
Well, enjoy your
fun.
last day there, Julia. You deserve it.
All right, guys.
thank you for having me on.
So goodbye. Happy New Year. And we'll see you again soon.
Have
Okay,
a super
bye-bye.
duper
Thanks,
week.
ladies.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.